In this video, you're about to learn how to identify your ideal member, the kind of person who's most likely to join, stay, and get real results from your membership. To make it even easier though, we built a free tool called the Perfect Member Profiler. It uses AI to take your answers to a few quick questions and then instantly gives you a clear, detailed profile that you can use to improve really your entire messaging, offers, sales process. So you can use it while you're watching. Just go to membership.coach/avatar or click the link in the description below and let's get into the training.
Let's talk about your avatar. Again, in the beginning, we did talk about this a little bit, but we're going to go deeper into this. So this is important because you want to know, obviously, who it is you are servicing and targeting. And that way you can align your marketing to their real motivations. Sometimes I think we get a little bit abstract, and especially when we're consuming business information or seeing other speakers, we can be like, well, I need this and this and this. And it'll just work because I have the components. But they have to be really tightly aligned, and we'll talk more about that in a sec. Anyways, this is going to allow you to personalize your messaging way better, right? And by avatar, we'll get into it, but we mean a lot more than just like lawyers or whatever counts. So pick a real person, first of all. Here's a little mental exercise. Imagine you're sitting on a plane. It's on the runway. It's about to take off. There's a seat next to you. It's empty. And your favorite client, you see them come onto the plane, and they come and they sit right next to you, and you're actually happy that you have to sit on a plane next to this client. Who is it? Can anybody think of anybody? Right? There are some clients we like, right? That might be a good avatar. You might want more of that person. It might not be the highest paying one who you hate to work with. It might be at least some attributes of the person you really like, okay? Right? So the aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well the product or service fits them and sells itself. Shorter version of this, the aim of marketing is to make sales irrelevant, right? Meaning it's so well positioned, they know they need to buy. They don't have to talk to somebody. They don't have to be convinced. We can do some convincing, but I'm just saying this is kind of the goal. So this whole thing, even though we call it sell, it is kind of sales and marketing, right? But you want the sales, the money. So again, pick a real person. Tom, who couldn't be here, who I mentioned earlier, Tom Mungavin, he's male, he's over 50, he lives in Minnesota. I'm not sure Tom's age, but the over 50 is more of a generalization for our avatar. He's probably 70, so I could have even put that, right? What are Tom's fears? He's a little bit technophobic. I shouldn't put it that way. He was like programming computers when they were, little infant computers, but current technology he doesn't know, right? He's reliant on people. He had a situation where he had built all of his stuff, and then he wasn't the email on a hosting account and wasn't getting the notifications that it wasn't being paid, and it was eventually deleted, and he lost all his stuff, right? So he's got those kinds of fears. He's also getting a little bit older, and he fears kind of a funny way to put it, and maybe I'll come here and say hopes, is he hopes to leave a legacy. He fears that his career he did and whatever, but now at the end of it, he doesn't want that knowledge to just, go away when he retires, right? So part of his thing is he wants to build a legacy. He wants to get his maybe you guys can relate to this. I could at one point. He wants to get his knowledge bank or his intellectual property out of his head and into the real world, right? Sometimes that's kind of difficult. So here's a prompt. So let's create a highly detailed, realistic target persona for my membership site by answering a few questions. Ask me these, so thank you for the comment back there, one at a time to gather information. Who's your favorite client or customer that you've worked with, right? What industry are they in? What is their age, gender, and general background? So you can be thinking of this now, but you can play with the AI, and it'll ask you all these things, and then once it does, it can. You see at the very bottom, right? So there's the questions all the way down. Hobbies or interests. This is funny to me, number 8. I bought a thing last year, and when I dove into it, they were explaining, well, my clients love to travel and they love fitness. It has nothing to do with what they were teaching or doing. It was just like a coincidence that they found. And so they said, now I work tons of travel and fitness stuff into all my marketing. Like, instead of just telling a story about how I had a conversation with a person, I'll make sure and mention if it was at the airport or outside of the gym or on a plane, or right. Just seems small, but that consistent messaging is drawing in those correct people. But at the bottom, essentially, after I answer these, generate a fully developed target persona using my responses. If any details are missing, intelligently fill in the gaps to create a clear, more compelling avatar that I can use to refine my messaging. And again, all of this is, yes, for your own clarity, for your team's clarity, for some contractors' clarity, but it's also to give clarity to the AI you choose to work with. And then, of course, you just kind of use this to continue to refine what you're doing.